Hey guys, welcome back to the Independent Investor Channel. My name is Ryan, coming to you from New York City, New York. This is going to be kind of a cool topic that I haven't addressed yet, whether or not to buy gold or silver and include that in any diversified portfolio. And the short answer is yes, you should. How is it that you go about buying gold? Is it good to buy gold bullion? Is it good to buy gold coin? Is it good to buy jewelry? And the answer is all of the above. You can buy any of those to satisfy what allocation of your portfolio you're going to devote to precious metal investing. So this is going to be just a kind of a quick interpretation of how I think gold and silver can kind of supplement any well-diversified portfolio and what percentage of allocation you should potentially have in any precious metal. And the first thing is where can you purchase these assets? Actually, very, very simple. The best website that I've actually found here recently, actually, a colleague turned me on to this particular website, and it's Provident. Yeah, so here we've got the Provident website, like I was telling you guys about. I'm still kind of getting familiar with this website a little bit. So I'm just kind of feeling my way through. I'm not going to bring you to the Kitco. You guys can check that out on your own. But this is typically kind of how they're laid out. Very professional. Very good. Down here at the bottom, you kind of have the fluctuating price. I believe this is actually in real time of your precious metals. You've got gold and silver down here on the bottom. But if you just kind of click on any of these subscreens, it's kind of going to take you to the products that are available here. And like I said, I'm just kind of getting familiar with this. But you can kind of see here anything that you could be interested in. Offered, by different mints, if you were into a certain type. I don't think there's a whole lot of variance here with regard to value. This is really just has a lot to do with aesthetics, what you would, prefer in your particular coinage. I think if you had the opportunity to buy this sleeving with it, which you do in some occurrences, just for a couple more dollars, I think that's probably well worth protecting your investment over time. But this is kind of cool. You come up here to silver and you can buy any of these silver coins. You've got your silver bars as well. You come over here and you can just kind of search through here. If you're into silver bullets, that's your thing. You could do stuff like that, I guess. But very, very cool. I intend on exploring this website more and really kind of understanding some more. I mean, here's copper. This is kind of cool. And then you've got down here, you've got your miscellaneous. This is what your junk silver, your 90% silver US coins. Let's click on that and check that out. Yeah, so here it is. And it's basically, it's sold by the face value here. So 500, 100 denominations. Here's just $1 at face value, for 13 bucks. And you're talking, over 3/4 of an ounce there. That's kind of cool. Just to kind of start your silver collection. And then you kind of come down here and you can buy as much as $1,000 in face value. It's run you $13,500 to get this entire bag full. But the value is basically in the coinage itself, which is just really, really cool. So thought I'd bring you guys to the Provident Metals website just to kind of show you what I'm looking at here. Again, the link. But I kind of want you guys to become a little bit familiar here with the platforms that you can purchase these assets, and I kind of leave it to you guys to go in there. Very entertaining websites to go in and see what a gold bar can go for. I currently don't own any gold in my portfolio. There's a couple reasons why. Even at 40 years old, I'm fairly young in my investing career. So I don't want you guys to take this information and think that you have to put 100% in your assets in gold and silver. Because that's actually not the message that I want to put through at all. We should be looking for an allocation of really no more than 5%. And if you guys really want to beat me up and you want to stretch it to 10, by all means go ahead. There's no real right answer to this question. I just don't think that you should be taking all of your assets and putting it into precious metals. I think at 5 to 10%, it'll actually be a good contribution to the overall portfolio, and it can serve the purpose that it was intended to serve within the portfolio at a 5 to 10% allocation. Something that I want to kind of add up here with the Provident and the Kitco. Now, there's a number of other reputable sources out there. I didn't name them all, that you can go on and you can shop your gold and silver products. One thing I do want to warn my audience of, and this'll go a long way with you guys. You don't want to be buying gold and silver off of eBay, okay? You just don't. I love eBay. I do business with eBay. I really do. I think they're fantastic. But for my particular audience, I'm not saying that you can't go on there and end up on the right side of a transaction, but there are way too many players on there selling aftermarket products. Products that they've picked up on a wholesale or a spot value premise, and they're just putting it back onto eBay from a retail perspective. And there's no reason to introduce any type of middleman in this transaction. My recommendations for you guys off of Provident and Kitco, it's a direct relationship. It's a direct to consumer type of relationship, and that's exactly what I want for you. It's a relationship that I don't mind entering into with any one of these companies, because I know the product is going to be as close to spot value, which is the value of the gold asset on the day that you purchase it, minus any shipping cost, right? There's going to be a small fee there, and then a small markup on the retail side of it that you will have to pay these wholesalers, but it's going to be very, very minuscule, and I don't mind making those recommendations to you guys. Why is it that we invest in gold and silver, and how do we go about doing it? I hear all the time gold and silver referred to as an investment. I do not. I don't believe that gold and silver is an investment at all. I believe it's a hedge. I believe when you do enter into a precious metal type of segment of your portfolio, I really just believe it's a hedge to hold some sort of hard assets against the overinflation or hyperinflation, which I don't think we'll ever get in the United States with regard to our dollar becoming so undervalued, or excuse me, so overvalued, that we have to rely on the hard currencies that we've put into our portfolio. I actually take a much more simple approach to owning gold and silver in your portfolio, and that's really just the intent of wealth accumulation. I believe in owning multiple currencies. I believe in owning multiple markets. I believe in, of course, owning the domestic market, as I feel like the United States is a very strong market. It's very established. I'm not so encouraged by the lack of growth here in the United States, because you can seek out growth in other foreign markets a lot better than you can find the growth here domestically. But gold and silver just falls into that of accumulating wealth. And when you talk about owning gold and silver bonds and stocks, it's really just a piece to an overall diversified portfolio. And I thought I would address that for my clients. A lot of people like the prospect of owning something tangible and physical, and that's really one of the major benefits to owning gold and silver, is that I don't care if you're buying junk silver for, you know, just under spot value or just over spot value. 90% of the silver content in junk silver is really, really cool to actually own from a collector's perspective. It's nice to have it already divided up into denominations of currency. You know, a lot of my doomsday preppers out there that may be watching my channel, I'm not one of them, but you know, if things ever did really go south on us with regard to the devaluement of our currency, it would certainly be nice to have some already divided denominations of currency that we have physically and accessible to us. Another thing that I would warn on here is that I don't believe that you should keep your hard assets in a bank safety deposit box. It kind of is counterintuitive. You know, if we really do have a doomsday occurrence where the banks really take ownership of their property, I wouldn't want these hard assets contained within the banking institution. And finally, I will just talk about a little bit about responsibility. Owning gold and silver comes with it some responsibility. Unfortunately, as human nature would imply, the first thing that people want to do when they get involved in gold and silver is to go show their friends and their family. Really, that's the last thing that you should do. You really just need to keep that a secret, keep it to yourself. There's a couple reasons why. The more gold and silver you accumulate, and you have a responsibility to maintain that in your home, you certainly probably need to look into the prospects of at least getting a small safe, something that's fireproof, something that's theft proof. And really kind of keep that business to yourself. You really don't need to be advertising that you're accumulating gold and silver in your home, even if it is as small as 5%. You kind of have a responsibility to you and your family to really keep that business between you and yourself. And I really don't think that you need to be advertising that out there. But certainly I do encourage you, if owning gold and silver in your account is something that you want to do, I highly encourage you to look across the entire broad spectrum of products that are available out there. There's junk silver, there's silver bars, there's silver coins, and all the same with gold bullion and gold coins on that side of the house. And then you get into the collector side of it as well. So lots of different ways that you can actually enter into the ownership of gold and silver. And I encourage you to do this. Guys, if this is your first time tuning into the channel, the Independent Investor channel, and you've enjoyed the content talking about gold and silver, we talk about stocks, we talk about real estate on this channel, please subscribe to the channel. Share this link out there with anybody that you know that can benefit from the information. We really talk about wealth accumulation and preservation on this show. Leave your commentary at the bottom if you've enjoyed the material. Hit the thumbs up button for me, guys, to support the channel. And good luck in your investment future.